Alright guys, I got a new camera finally. It's a long overdue upgrade. You could probably tell. It's a Panasonic DMC ZS-40. It seems to be pretty good compared to my old one anyway. If you regularly watch my videos, you could probably tell. Yeah, I didn't realize how bad my old camera was till I started really paying attention, but since I've been making more and more YouTube videos, I figured it was long overdue. Here's my old one of my old ones. It's a Canon SD-400, and my other one's a SD-200. But the older one actually takes better videos. Yeah, so I only just got this thing today, so I didn't see how the videos look on the computer, but they look pretty good on the camera. I like that you could zoom it while videoing. My old ones didn't even really do that. Yeah, so what I really wanted to show you was my next project here. It's kind of crazy. It's I want to make a mechanical, like, emu sort of ostrich looking thing with two legs, and then with the wagon behind it that you sit on and drive. It's pretty crazy. I always wanted to make something like this, but I was thinking of making something with four legs, and that's like a lot harder because you gotta figure out how to make it stable and make it steer and everything. And to make it steer is really making it very complicated. So I saw this design, this leg design's really simple, so I figured that'd be the easiest way to do it. This leg part angle here is solid, one piece, and this is a little pivot that swings back and forth, and this is where the action happens. It's like a bicycle crank back here, and it goes all the way around, so that transfers to the foot orbital motion here. Yeah, I got that idea from a video on YouTube. I guess I'll put a link in the description. I just measured off the computer screen what the dimensions were, because these pivot points are pretty important. Like depending on where all the pivot points are, that determines how the foot's gonna orbit. So I gotta make like first thing I gotta do is make like cardboard templates of these so I can try it out and see how it's gonna go, because this has got to be pretty smooth along the bottom, otherwise the beast is gonna jump up and down on each step, so it's got to be pretty smooth. But the wagon really helps it too, because I'm gonna make the pivot at the top here, so all it does is turn side to side. It won't allow it to tilt back and forth or forward and back, so that's gonna help a lot. It's gonna be gas powered with the Briggs engine, or maybe I'll get a Predator, a little 79cc or something, like this. Little 3-horse, and I got this Peerless 5-speed. So that should work good. I don't have to mess with the gearing so much. And if I make the shifter right on the bird and not as a control up here on the trolley, then it'll be a lot simpler too. And I was thinking a centrifugal clutch would probably be the easiest, because then I don't have to have a manual clutch here. But the only drawback to that is the engine will have to run at a higher RPM to make the clutch work. because this is going to be really geared low anyway, because it's just walking feet. And for the steering, I had this idea, because when the feet are walking, it's going to be pulling back and forth, so it's got to be dampened somehow, and you got to make these feet a little bit close together, so they'll probably got to angle them down a little bit so it's not pulling back and forth so much, like, because it's got to be kind of wide to sit around the engine. And so this is my idea. I was gonna put like the reins, pull rope up to the front here, like up to here, and then have a shaft come down and a pulley there. So, and a small sprocket in the front and a bigger sprocket right where the pivot is. So when you're pulling, you have to pull more than you're actually turning to give it some gear reduction and make it easier, like less tugging on your reins. So probably also put some shocks in there, because that doesn't have to turn that much anyway. And I might also put a bar up to the front, so when you're turning, it turns his head too. That'll be cool. And so if I do it like that, the only control I'll need on the trolley is like a throttle. And I think that should work good. It's pretty simple, really. We'll see how it goes in real life. So I took the measurements from that computer screen and just scaled them. This one's 3 foot tall, and this one's 33 5/8. I might go with that one. So yeah, that should be a pretty cool build. I'm not going to work on it until I probably get this little mower done. Can't have too many things going at once. I'm working on this scooter a little bit at a time. I got the kickstand done. Came out pretty good. I got the engine shined up the other day. Looks pretty good. I just scrubbed it down a little bit and got it a little bit shinier than it was. And I'm probably gonna put an older pull start on this thing. Something that looks a little cooler than that. Yeah, now I'm gonna play with this camera until I could see how bad I could screw up the settings. Alright, see you later.